be available. So you have a lot of time to work. Perfect timing for you to be able to take advantage of our fundraiser program. Schools have just begun, dance programs have just begun, karate programs, all of the people who need fundraising and who need to earn money, this is the time that they're starting to do it now. So this is your time. This is when you really want to get out there. So let's go through some fun things on how fundraisers work. The first thing to know is that 40% of what the organization sells is going to go back to them. 40% of their profit. The remaining 60% is what you're going to receive your 25% from. And we'll give an example in a minute. The sales credit that you're going to earn, sales credit, it counts just like if you were at a party or something like that, is going to be that 60%. So 40% to the organization, the remaining 60% you get sales credit, and you earn your 25% commission from. Here's a great example. Let's say that $1,000 in Tupperware products were sold. The organization would be able to earn $400. You would get $600 sales credit, and you would earn the profit off of that $600, which means you would earn $150. So you can kind of do the little math on that one. The way that orders are handled, this is not this is where you kind of get to decide what you want to do, because we're all business owners. You can either have the checks made payable to you or to the organization, however you want to handle it. My recommendation, here's what I'm going to tell you guys, have the checks made payable to the organization. Because if you're receiving, 50, 60, 100 checks from different people that you don't know, and you have a problem with the check, you don't want to have to handle that. If there happens to be a problem with the check, let the organization handle it. They know how to get to those people. So that would be in the instructions. We'll talk about where you put that. But you want to have the checks made payable to the organization. If it's something small, that's not something you have to adhere to completely. If it's a small little group or something like that you feel comfortable with, then by all means do it. At the end of the process, once all the orders have been turned in, the organization is going to write you a check for 60% of what it was sold, plus 100% of the sales tax that's collected. That's how you'll be able to figure out how much do they owe. So when it's all said and done, you'll be able to take all of the orders, add up the product total times 60%, plus 100% of the sales tax that's collected. Then that's how much the organization is going to write you a check for. So they might collect $108. I'm just going to use 100 because it's easy. $108.25. That's $100 of what was sold, $8 sales tax. They're going to write you a check for $68.25, and they're going to keep $40. Good? Like we're in class. Give me a thumbs up if you understand. All right, so great. Cash and checks only. You will not be able to process credit cards through the Tupperware website. You will not be able to process credit cards when entering a fundraiser. That doesn't mean you can't do it through your Square or another account that you might have. It just makes it really messy. So keep it to checks and cash only. That would be easier. To process the orders, it's going to be just like if you've ever entered a party or you've ever ordered sales aids, you've seen the option that says fundraiser. That's what you're going to click on, and you'll go through the steps for that. So that's the place that you would go in your My.Tupperware to process your fundraiser. A Tupper Connect fundraiser. There is a ton of training on your My.Tupperware site that we don't have enough time to go through how the Tupper Connect works, but I will tell you guys, I'm going to send you over there to the My.Tupperware to go through the video training so that you understand what it is. But just so you get an idea, it's a way for the organization to set up captains, people that are in charge, and the sellers, the people that are participating, to collect from family and friends that are not local. They're able to order online and participate. Obviously, what's that going to do? The same thing it does to our parties. It's going to increase the sales of the fundraiser because you're going to be able to reach more people. So make sure you jot down a little note to the side of your notepad right now, wherever that is. Go to My.Tupperware, look at the trainings. And there's great video trainings for you to be able to look at. All right, shipping. Here's a good one. The customer does not pay shipping, typically. That's up to you, because you're going to be charged. You're going to be charged 7% with a maximum of $20. So what you might do is say something to the organization to say, now there's no tax on fundraisers that are over $400 or $600. Make a goal for them. I'm sorry, not tax. There's no shipping. Isn't that funny when you talk and you hear like your words after you said them? Oh, that only happens to me? Okay, all right. All right. So the shipping, you only want to, you're going to be charged shipping. You're going to be charged 7%, but no more than $20. So it could be $1 million fundraiser. You're going to be charged from Tupperware $20 shipping handling. You can pass that on to the organization. You can pay it yourself, whatever you want to do. My recommendation, give them a goal. Tell them, there's a $20 handling fee, one-time $20 handling fee for the shipping and all that other stuff. I will pay that if your fundraiser is $400 or more. I will pay that if your fundraiser is $600 or more. Give them a goal, whatever you're comfortable with. You have to submit the fundraiser all together. It's a one-time, put all the orders in, click submit, pay for it, and it's all done. There are no direct ships to customers, so that's where the Tupper Connect comes in, where if you had someone who wasn't local, they could go straight to the online link and they could purchase online and have it shipped direct. You're not going to have access to do that when you're entering it on the my.tupperware. You won't be able to do that. All right, sales tax. Sales tax is going to be whatever the sales tax is that it's shipped to. And sometimes you'll run across where people say, well, we're tax exempt because we're a church. Here's the way that works. The person that's buying the Tupperware, that's going to use the Tupperware, is getting charged the tax. So even if a church is raising the funds, the church isn't buying the Tupperware. It's the customer, it's the you, the me, it's the moms, the dads, the aunts, the uncles. Those are the people that are buying it. So there is still going to be charged tax. If you ever ran across something where maybe the school was making a large purchase at the fundraiser because they wanted to restock their kitchen or something like that happened, then they would be tax exempt. You need to get a copy of their tax ID, and you need to call Tupperware, and you put the fundraiser in. You pay the tax. You have to pay for it yourself. You pay the tax. But remember, like on $100, tax is $8. So you pay the tax, and then you call Tupperware and you say, here's my party reference number. I'm going to fax in the tax ID, and Tupperware is going to pay you back the tax once they verify that it's okay. So you can still help people who are tax exempt, but just realize, I've never ever had someone be tax exempt make a purchase. It's few and far between. They'll try to tell you, oh no, we don't have to charge tax because we're a school, we're a 5-0, blah, 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 but they still get charged that. Okay, incentives. This is where you, the more creative you are, the better. So I'm sure you guys can come up with all kinds of great ideas. You create whatever you want. You can go to Oriental training and buy little gifts. You can keep it simple. I would recommend keep it super simple. Doing a pizza party with $5 Little Caesars pizza is probably the easiest way to go for the #1 class. A lot of times, to be honest, I've run into situations where they don't want any incentives. So you have to ask the person that's organizing it for you if they want to have incentives or not. I've run into many times where they're like, you know what, we don't want any of that. We just want to do a fundraiser. We don't want to get into all that. So check it out, see what they want to do. Ice cream parties are fun, popsicle parties. You can make a competition. You can just really do as much as they'll allow you to do, but make sure you're really communicating with the person who's organizing this with you so that you're meeting the needs that they want. You don't want to do something that they're not interested in. You can have a lot of fun with posters, and I remember one time doing at a daycare, and they had a goal, and we drew a big thermometer on a poster, and I went in, it was right by my house, so it was like every 3 or 4 days, and just colored in how far they were getting, so that as the parents came in and dropped off, it was that visual that they can go, oh, I need to get that fundraiser taken care of. Oh wow, we're really close to our goal. People want to help. They want to be part of something bigger that they can't accomplish on their own, but you have to keep that in front of them. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind.
Wow.
All right, so they need lots of contact from you. You could even, if it's something like a daycare, a Mother's Day Out, a dance studio or something like that, where you could send something home with the kids, you can even just print up a half-page flyer on colored paper is what I recommend, whatever color paper's on sale. That's a reminder. Don't forget about the fundraiser, so that gentle reminder. You don't want to just drop it off and then forget about it and pick it up 2 weeks later and think that, oh yeah, everybody remembered. I would never remember. I would love you for the reminder. All right, so who needs fundraisers? This is what we got to think about. Who out there needs fundraisers? Well, first thing we think of is schools. Schools have PTOs, they have organizations that need them. But think about what's within a school, individual groups at a school. A band, there's band fundraisers, there's the drama club, there's the chess club. Every club imaginable at that school has a goal, there's something they want to participate in, and they need to raise money. So not just the school itself, but within the school, there's different groups that you can go to and talk to them. You can see up here, church group, youth group, sports teams. My goodness, Susie was telling us how much it is for a tournament, for a baseball team. It's so much money. I got a text from a friend of mine. They're selling squares, raising money for baseball. They're out there. They're trying to get as much money as they can. So baseball teams, anytime you see a car wash, a bake sale, go to that immediately. Talk to them, find out what their goal is. One time I went to someone that was doing a bake sale, and they were trying to, their choir group was trying to go to, I don't know, like Japan or somewhere far away, and they were needing to raise a lot of money. So they needed a lot of fundraisers. Don't just assume, oh, they've got their car wash, that's all they're doing. Now, if you've ever been in that position or had kids, there's like 5 fundraisers going on because you need to do a lot of different things to make a lot of different money. I'm just going to plug this one. Breast cancer, when you look up there and you see that fundraiser, just keep that in your mind. That might be stuff that you see soon here. You might think, oh, that's a good fundraiser that you could do. All right, how do you make contact? Go to schools, ask for who's in charge. If you're at a car wash, get your car washed. And then say, hey, by the way, if you see a bake sale, go buy something. Buy me a cookie. All right, at your parties, are you talking about fundraisers? Make sure, sometimes what's easy to do is order. We can sample in from the fundraiser line, and it is, guys, you need to go look at that sampling if you've never looked at it. That stuff is so inexpensive, and you can get that in. Take a couple pieces to your party. Just take one piece if you want. Set it out on your display, have it in your bag, so that it can jog your memory to go, oh, I need to talk about fundraisers. It might just takes 30 seconds out of your time at your party, but you could do that. Listen wherever you are, ask people. It's really good to go, just get out there and go to dance studios, go to karate studios. Karate places do a lot of tournaments. They do a lot of, competitions. Dance studios do a lot of competitions as well. So go to those different places and just go in and ask. Ask if that's something they can do. I really prefer working with smaller groups. Daycares, little small individually owned daycares, not the big chain daycares, because sometimes they have to send you to corporate and it gets a little complicated. But go to the individual ones, because a lot of times you can walk in and you can talk to the director right there because they're hands-on working in their business. And you can just, I've said word choices like, I'm out here, hi, my name's Inke, I'm with the Tupperware fundraising department, Tupperware fundraising division. We're out working with some different groups in this area, and they weren't aware that Tupperware had a fundraiser where your group could earn 40%. So I just thought I'd drop by and see if that's something you've ever heard about, maybe leave you a little bit of information. Do y'all do fundraisers? Is that something you're open to trying? And then you just get right into the conversation. So you're out in the area, you've been working with other groups. That immediately tells them, I want some, what are y'all doing? All right, you can even send, there are letters online that you can use that Tupperware has already put together. Guys, this is huge. You don't have to even think about word choices of what you would say or how you would say it. Tupperware's done all the work for you. They're form letters. You can see up here it says introductory letter. Where it says date and it's around brackets, delete that and type the date. Don't send it out like that. When it says dear contact name, delete contact name, put their name there. Thanks for laughing, Judy.
I tried to delete that, how you delete it.
You have to make, I'm glad you asked that, Lavina. You have to make sure there's 2 versions that they have it in. One version's a PDF. PDFs are not something that you'll be able to edit. It's just something that you can look at. And they do that so that we can use it in our different presentations because PDFs are easy to work with. And then the other version that you'll want to open up is the document one. It's Microsoft Word. You'll open that up and then you can edit it and you can change it up if you don't like the word choices. There's every letter imaginable. The letter to introduce yourself, the participant letter that says, hey, we're doing a fundraiser, this is what's going on, this is what you need to do. You can use all of them. Why a Tupperware fundraiser? What's the benefit of it? One of the things that I would recommend is that you have the product shipped to your house, and you sort it, and you bag it, and you tag it, and you do all that stuff. Because really, the